So today in the mail, I received my college diploma. I graduated in May of 2023, 3 months prior to this video being filmed. It is a bachelor's degree in business administration, focusing in marketing. Came in the mail today. Something came in the mail today. And this right here makes me a group that, this makes me part of a group that only makes up 31% of American adults. That's the only thing I remember from my graduation speech. However, I do a job right now that 91% of American adults are qualified to do. There are a lot of reasons for this. I boiled it down into 3 categories. And, the biggest thing is the adults in my life, I feel like I have to explain myself to. Family, friends, past teachers, even my peers, my friends, people I went to high school with. I always feel like, when they're, what are you doing after college? Oh, I'm still doing the job I was doing. It just feels like you have to explain it. And so I want this video to kind of put it to rest. So the 3 categories, the 3 reasons why I'm still doing what I've been doing since I was in college was, fear, love, and enjoyment. Those are my 3 categories. So I'll talk about fear first. My parents think that this is the only reason why I haven't moved on, and this is the only reason why I haven't gotten a new job or moved up in the company, and that's not true. It's a valid factor. It's probably, of all the reasons I have, the smallest reason, but it's still a reason, and I feel like it needs to be said. So for the past 6 years, I've worked for the same company in the same building, in the same department, and I've been promoted twice within that department. Right now it's an entry level management job, but I'm a assistant department manager. So I started doing that job. I started acting in that role 2 years ago, my junior year of college. And it was one of those things where at the time it was like, oh, this is a great job for while I'm in college. And, when I graduate, I'll have a degree. I want to move forward in the company and progress. As I got closer to graduating around, beginning, middle of my senior year, as the graduation deadline got closer, I was like, kind of scared to do that. And that was a scary thing to admit to my parents. I had just gotten this degree and I didn't want to leave a job that I didn't need the degree for. And so moving forward, I don't want to leave the company I work for. I love the company I work for. I mean, all my accomplishments and all my stuff from the company is behind me on my wall. I love that company, So I don't want to leave that company, and long term, I want to make a career out of that company. I have made a career out of that company. So I didn't want to leave, and so in order for me to stay and get promoted, it would mean that I would leave the department that I've been in for the past 6 years, probably the store that I've been in the past 6 years. I would move on, I'd move on, I would learn new things, and that's a good thing, but I'm the type of guy that I'm afraid of change, change makes me uncomfortable. I don't like change. I am fine doing the same thing for 6 years. So the change scared me. I was scared, and I still am scared. Like, if I get promoted, what if I'm not good at the job? What if, I don't like the building, the new store I get sent to? There's just a lot of fear behind it. So, I got to acknowledge that. I got to recognize that. That's a flaw in one of the reasons, and why I haven't left. That's not the only reason. That's not the biggest reason, but it's there. I'm scared to learn new things. I feel like I'm really good at the position I've been in because I've been doing it for so long. I feel like I just don't want to move on. I'm scared to move on. I think that covers that. It's just fear of the unknown, fear of what if I don't like the new position? What if I'm not good at it? That kind of stuff. And then, the second reason was love. I love my job. I love not just the company I work for, but the position that I'm in. Um, it's an entry level job. Some days I'm on a register. Some days I'm mopping the floor. I what I love about my job, it's an entry level management position. So anytime higher ups from the company come into my store, I am in a high enough position where I'm able to meet with them, talk with them, explain things about my department, about my store, walk with them. And, but I'm also humble and in a low enough position that I can hang out with the average worker at my store. It's kind of, I get the best of both worlds. I get to play the manager role. Of course, it's an entry level management job. I play that role. There's sometimes, when people are coming in, I get to wear a tie and a shirt and, you know, do some of that important stuff. But I also get to, some days I'm mopping the floor and I'm fine with that. I enjoy it. I kind of like that hands on. And, you know, even though it's an entry level job, I'm still a leader in the department. So, I like the people I work for and the people that, and I don't say this in a cocky way, but the people that report to me, a lot of them are my friends, my personal real life friends. I like being able to help people. I like being able to, guide people and teach people. Like I said, it's an entry level it's a low level management job, but it's still a management job. And I'm still, responsible for my department. I'm still responsible for basic accounting and, operational parts of my store. And I like that stuff. And I like leading people. I like people coming to me for help. And I've gotten really good at it. And I'm, confident and comfortable in that position. And I love it. I've fallen in love with it. I wouldn't have this stuff. I wouldn't ask for, I'm asking my boss all the time for more hours. I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't want to be there. So, I've been doing, to a degree, the job I'm doing now for 6 years now. I know that store that I work in like the back of my hand. That store, that building, that job, that company, I've been there for so much. I've grown up in that building. I met my first love there. The birth of both my nieces, one of my nieces, the other one I wasn't working there yet, but for the birth of one of my nieces, I found out about there. I got my prom pictures taken there. I got my graduation pictures taken there. I've a lot of people, in like high school and stuff, they play sports and, I guess I was in the art club, but, I spent my days working. I spent my weekends working. I spent after school working. I've always been a workaholic. And with that, I've fallen in love with the people in that building. I've fallen in love with what I do in that building. And I've fallen in love with the people in that building. Everyone who knows me personally and everyone that I work with knows that I have a passion to be there and that, I love being, it's genuine. It's not one of those fake, made up. I just love what I do. I really do. I've fallen in love with the place I work at. I've fallen in love with what I do, I just said that, but, there's a genuine love for what I do. I love being a leader. I love helping people. I love engaging with people. So I really enjoy what I do. And that store feels like a second home to me. It really does. And then that'll roll into, that's my professional life, how much I love what I do for a living. I think I've covered that. But that'll roll into how now I'm kind of enjoying my personal life. All throughout college and in high school, I wasn't working full time in high school, but all through college, I was working 40, 50 hours while being a full-time student, setting my degree over there. So I was really jealous and kind of annoyed by my classmates that either worked part-time or didn't work at all. And, a lot of people treat college like a 4-year vacation, and I didn't. I treated college like an opportunity to work as much as I could and learn as much as I could. Um, so it was constant work. For 4 years, my life was work. And I still to this day will take as many hours as I possibly can get. But while doing that with school was a hard thing to do. So I feel like what I'm doing now is what most people I know were doing 4 years ago. Most people I knew were moving into dorms, were out partying, were out having fun with friends, and I was working and going to school. I finally, after graduating, moved into my own apartment, and I'm having a fun kind of social life. And the job I work is flexible enough, and the hours are. It's not your same 9 to 5, which, oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. Like, I know some people like that, and probably one day I'll be in a life stage where I want a set schedule, but having a set Monday through Friday, that sounds like hell to me. So I love, yeah, I'll be at work Sunday night. I could be at work Sunday till 2 in the morning, when I ask for more hours. But I could also be in bed at 1 p.m. on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like, just having that changing schedule, I really enjoy, and it really opens up the door for me to have more of a social life that I didn't have in college. So I'm really enjoying myself right now. I'm having so much fun being moved out, having people over all the time, going out with people all the time. I'm doing what I sacrificed for 4 years. So I feel like if I were to move into a higher management job, I would have to put a lot of effort into that job. And it's like I would just go back to working like I had just spent the past 4 years doing. So for right now, I just want to kind of enjoy myself. I'm still in my early 20s. I'm only 22 years old. I know I'm bald. I know I got the hairline of a 40-year-old, but I'm not 40 yet. You know what I mean? So just being in that 9 to 5 constant work job, just I'm not ready for it yet. I'm having too much fun right now, and I'm so young. Like, I know most people are starting their careers at this point, but I feel like I'm young enough to take some time off and just work, work and then have fun. I got the diploma, so that's backup that at any point I could move on. That's kind of my, I got that in my back pocket that at any point I want to, because one day I will. I'm not going to do my position forever, probably. But, I'm doing okay too. And it's like the job I work, it is a management job. It is a leadership job. So I'm making decent money. Half my paycheck goes towards expenses, rent, keeping this roof above me, paying for my food, paying for my gas, that kind of stuff. And the other half I'm able to keep. So people will see me and be like, oh, he's still, he's just running a register today. He must be making, minimum wage. It's not true. I'm making pretty good living. If I were to take, a job that I could get with my degree right now, I'd probably make almost half. I work a lot of hours, so I make a decent living, but I'd probably make almost double what I make now. I'm not going to say how much I make on the internet, but I make a good living. I'm not, by no means, I'm not rich by any means, but I make a decent living to where I'm living comfortably and I'm saving still. Because that's the other thing. All through college, I saved. I saved every penny I got. I lived at home. I worked constantly, so I've saved. And I'm still in a position where I can continue to save. And I'm having fun, I love where I work. I am really passionate about where I work, passionate about the people I work with, and I'm just not ready to leave it yet. That's what it boils down to. Yeah, there's some fear. My parents think it's all fear. It's not. But there's some. I can admit it, I'm afraid to move on. I'm afraid to learn. I'm afraid that I'll fail. I'm afraid that I won't like where I go. That's true. And I don't plan on leaving the company. I love, the company I work at. When the time comes, I plan to just progress within the company. But I'm afraid, what if I fail? What if I'm not good? That kind of stuff. But I'm having fun, I'm happy, you know. And you hear so many times people talk about, and this is going on 15 minutes. Nobody's listening to me at this point. But you hear so many times, like, people say, "Oh, I regret it. I didn't do what I loved. I just wanted to make money. I regret it. I regret throwing away my 20s." And I don't want to do that. I want to do what I really love. And people always tell you, you're taught growing up, do what you love, even if it doesn't make sense to people. And don't let anybody talk you out of your dreams. Don't let anybody talk you out of doing what makes you happy. So for me to push myself into something I'm not ready for and something I don't want yet, just because that's what my parents want, or because, low battery, or just because that's what society says I should do, I feel like I'd be cheating myself. So as long as I know in my heart I'm happy doing what I'm doing and I want to keep doing what I'm doing, it's hard because I do have to live with the feeling that my parents are disappointed in me. I feel like that every time I visit my parents, But it's not enough reason to make me be disappointed in myself. That was deep, and I didn't plan that before, you know. So I'm sorry, that was a deep line. That just came out. But it's not enough reason to make me not stay, I'm not ready to leave. They're not getting rid of me. They're not getting rid of me. I've been there 6 years. I've been there. I've been with the company longer than the building I work for has been in the company. That's something I take pride in. So yeah, I guess technically when I said that I've worked in the same building, that was a lie. I started at a different one, but that's a whole different tangent. But yeah, I'm happy, and I'm gonna keep doing what makes me happy, even if it doesn't make sense to other people. It makes sense to me. I've just explained it for 17 minutes, so if anybody's watching this, I think you get the point. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And the day I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, I'll come and tell you. Thank you guys. I'll see y'all.